It's Moodle time.
Alright, it is Moodle time. This might be my last video, before the end of June. Maybe that's a lie, but we'll find out. This is about creating a quiz. So if you haven't built your quiz yet, check out those videos before this one to show you how to make a question bank. But now, assuming you have a question bank, I'm going to show you how. So to make a quiz. So you're going to go to turn editing on, which mine is on already, and then you'll just go into one of your units, click on add an activity or resource, and select a quiz. Okay. For the quiz that I'm going to build, I actually want to go out of here, so I'm going to go actually to Science 90. Yes, because that's where I built in my, if you look here, that's where I built in my question bank, and under the pretest I have 9 questions. So I'm going to create an amazing quiz out of these 9 questions. Alright, so let's go back to this Moodle here, but the same thing here, you turn editing on, and then you go to one of the sections and click on add an activity or resource. Alright, so we've got our quiz. We're adding it. At the top here, you can call your quiz whatever you want, but it needs to have a name. And I'm going to call this my pretest for, again, motion unit, which doesn't really exist. In grade 9 science, it's electricity, but anyway, that's all good. And I can put in a description, some instructions, if I want to at this point. And there are a lot of settings, and actually because I don't have a lot of experience or any experience actually doing quizzes with actual students, I don't have a lot to say about all these things, about what's good and what's not, so I'm going to defer to this guy over here. I just saw his YouTube channel, Joshua Johnson. And so he's got some videos called Learning to Moodle, and so you can see that he's even got a nicer opening than It's Moodle Time. Here, after actually the second video, I was like, oh, I need to change this opening, but then I got lazy.
Hey everyone. So now that we have...
So he's the one who you should listen to. I'll put a link in my video below to his stuff, okay? Just about all the different settings. His videos from 2019, so it's quite recent, but that's with the timing grades, all the layout, all this different stuff. I'll let him describe that, or you can talk to some of the staff that have actually made quizzes or tests, and just ask them what the kind of different things. I feel like I shouldn't be the blind leading the blind here. Okay, so, but after you do all the settings, then click on Save and Display. And this part I actually know a little bit about, so I can help you here. So you could go back to the course, but actually you've just created the shell of the quiz, and you haven't actually put any questions in your quiz, even if you've changed all the settings. So now we're going to go to Edit Quiz, and this is where we actually put in. Now at the start you can say what kind of mark you want for the maximum grade. For now I'll just leave it out of 10, and later on I can change it if I want to make it out of 100 or 20 or whatever I want. Okay, and here are all the questions, and you can notice it's all blank. So we're going to go add, and we can add a new question. We can add from a question bank, and we can add a random question, and you're adding a random. You add a random question from usually a question bank. So that's why you build a question bank, so that this part is great and painless. If you did not do a question bank, you could technically go add a new question. So I'm not going to go through all the steps here, but let's say we're going to add a short answer. You could add one, and notice it here that you'd have to pick a category. So again, if you only have the default the default category that Moodle automatically gives you, then that's all you could select. So that's why it's good to go and create the categories, and then when you create questions, which you can do in this view right here, then they would go into your to your question. So if I created a question here, I could actually put this here. I'll put an answer in there like that. I could actually save it. I wonder if it's going to work. Did I screw anything up? Oh yeah, I did. Let's give that 100% there. Let's go save it. Okay, and so that question is actually in there. Now I don't want that question in there, but it would actually be now 10 questions in that bank, but I don't want it. All right. So what I do recommend is adding now from a question bank or adding random questions, and I'll show you the difference. So adding from a question bank, this is when you know specifically what questions you want. And so this is the only bank I have in this Moodle. If you have one that you've imported from the WCLM site, you're going to have tons of options, probably too many options. But here I really want everyone to have to do the atom, labeling the atom. Okay, and so I'm going to add that one specifically. And I also really want them to do the essay question and the scientist one. For sure those three. So I'll add those to the quiz. And you can see that the essay one's out of 4 and the other one's out of 1. And then I also want to add a random question. And in fact, it's again from this unit, but I could take it from any of these other ones if they actually had questions, which they don't right now. And I want to actually create random questions. Let's add 3 random questions from all of these ones here. And so you can see all the questions. Now, of course, you wouldn't do both random and non-random from the same area, because you might, in the 3 random questions, let's make it 4 random questions. It could be that some of the questions I've already selected will come up again for them. So, and I don't think we can unselect any of these questions because it's all part of this. Include questions from subcategories too. Yeah, if I had pretest, and then under pretest I had, say, the questions I want them to like from different people, from different teachers, let's say, maybe say, so from me and from Mr. Cruz, then I could say both from me and Mr. Cruz I want all the questions. So I'd check that if I wanted the subcategories, but there are none for this one, so hopefully it doesn't think too long. Here we go. So add random questions, and you can see there now I have the first 3 questions, and then I have 4 random questions from that bank. And so it's a total of 7 questions here. Maybe I'm going to only make this out of 7. Oh no, actually it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but this one's with 4, so works out to 10. Perfect. Nice. And now I can save this. Okay. And I can preview any single question if I want to. Or if I want to actually see how this works, I want to get out of the I go back to the test there, or the unit quiz. I can preview the quiz now. So this is what it'll look like. It has this one, it has that one, it has this one here, and it has that one. Apparently I even though I deleted it from the test, it came up as one of the random ones. And you can see here as I'm going through, I have incomplete answers, and I have answers that are saved. So you can see that this is an amateur hour kind of attempt. Here, let's get one right. And I can go through the whole. So when I finish them, now I have some incomplete answers. I think I can go back to them and actually be like, oh, I didn't notice that. And it'll allow me to go to this just because the settings are set up that way. And maybe I have to go to finish attempts. There we go. Now I'm going to submit all and finish, and then it lets me know right away here if I've got them right or wrong, which is great. Now question 2 says requires grading. That's the essay question. So I know that I've got all these right. I've got these 2 wrong, and this one I'm just waiting for the teacher to mark it. And so it's in the status of not yet graded. If this one was not in there, then it would give me a mark right away, so it'd be nice. And then I can review all my answers. So there we go. It's a short little video there just to show you that. I don't know that there's anything really. Once you have this, you can go in here and go edit quiz. So edit settings will edit the shell of the quiz and all those settings that, again, watch that video to see all those settings. And this one, if you go to edit quiz there, then you get all the questions, and you could delete this one and try it again, that kind of thing. So I hope that helps. Again, if you need to move these around, you can do that over here. There's lots of options here. You can put them together. Hope that helps. Good luck getting your Moodle together, and we'll talk to you again.